You probably saw a notification in your subscription box, and if you didn't read the title, well, I'd hazard to guess you thought it was another Airbus order. Well, no. And no, it's not quite Boeing, but Embraer has finally arrived at the 2025 edition of the Paris Airshow with a significant deal announced for new planes. The deal comes from SkyWest, who have placed orders for 60 aircraft and an additional option for 50, bringing your total to above 3 digits and 110, should they wish to be activated at a later date, of course, in relation to those options. Deliveries for the aircraft, which will be for the E175s, are expected to help support a new multi-year contract that was signed with Delta. However, SkyWest's role in the industry doesn't just stop there, with numerous other regional operations conducted within the United States alone for operators ranging from American Airlines to United Airlines and even Alaska Airlines. It is such an important part of the regional industry in the US and beyond. SkyWest believes that while the firm's purchase will help strengthen the partnership with Delta and develop a long-term relationship, it'll also enable the offering of more products to passengers on a regional basis. And that focuses in on the options. The options included in the purchase from Embraer are also expected to provide the necessary fleet flexibility over the next decade and beyond for the airlines it supports. We see it time and time again, airlines coming in and purchasing new planes and having some hefty options attached to the initial order. This allows them in 3 to 5 years, sometimes coming back even as soon as 6 months, to activate those options, ensuring that they get the planes when they need them most. SkyWest and Embraer have a long-standing relationship, and despite other regional aircraft being available on the market, this partnership remains very, very strong. The pair have been working closely for nearly 40 years, since SkyWest first flew Embraer jets in 1986. Over the decades, that fleet has grown quite significantly, and nowadays, Embraer really does help power a massive part of the regional network across the United States. I'd even extend that into broader North America as well, and thanks to the relationship, SkyWest is the largest operator of the E175 and will continue to find ways to renew the fleet moving forward and strengthen its connections with Embraer. Now, I know I don't often dive into my own opinions, there's certainly reasons for that, but just speaking from a standpoint of a passenger experience on Embraer planes, I've only ever been pleasantly surprised. In fact, it was only a couple of years ago that I actually jumped aboard my very first Embraer aircraft. You can partly blame that due to Australia's rather not so diverse aircraft offering that we have available. I couldn't believe how spacious the cabin was and how comfortable the flight was. Obviously, you're always going to have Airbus and Boeing lead most commercial airplane spaces, but Embraer, especially with their emerging E2, certainly have something they can put forward to customers to truly make them think. It's down to the airlines which decision they head, but this is a massive contract for Embraer, one they'll be very pleased with, and no doubt they'll continue trying to dip into more of these kinds of markets with their E2 jet. Thanks for watching, take care, it's brilliant to be covering another manufacturer other than Airbus. I can only apologize if it's felt a little bit more heavy on them. I don't make the orders, it'd be cool if I do, but I don't, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. Thanks for your support though, nonetheless. I think we'll definitely be coming towards the end of the show in what was honestly a bit of an underwhelming, but to be expected in terms of your aircraft orders. If you've stuck with the channel since I was basically a teenager, I sincerely thank you and appreciate all the years that you've stuck with me. But you'll definitely remember just how much of more of an impact these Paris and Farnborough air shows had in terms of aircraft orders, say before the global pandemic. Now we see aircraft orders throughout the year rather than such a massive concentrated effort on one international air show. I'll stop rambling now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.